And we're back for the final round of the second modern qualifier. We have Edward Bell and Thomas van Heerden. Both players have been on feature match before. Oh, and
Yeah, I think this is just the top table, so
I would have liked to have had the last match of Thomas against Sean Wells on camera,
was interesting.
taking turns against Bant Company.
Yeah, but there were 8 Voice of Resurgence tokens to play with 4 other creatures, 3 birds and a noble hierarch. So there were 8 12 12s on the table. But the turns deck was going off, so you could have had 1,000 of them.
Just switching sides.
I don't think anybody heard me there because the mic was too far away from my mouth.
Yeah, as we were saying, 12-12 voice tokens still could not win, taking turns for the win. That deck is like...
Yeah, time walk that
really-
deck. It's painful to play against.
And Thomas off to a Noble Hierarch start, one of the more
Noble-
annoying starts in the format.
Ouch.
Yeah,
It's probably got removal for it.
for the knight, not this turn.
Terminate, decay, push off a fetch land. Nothing. Is he got nothing? I see a bob. I see an ooze.
I didn't see anything,
Scavenging ooze can get rid of the lands, which is a way to shrink it, I suppose.
but it's not an immediate answer.
Yeah.
Thomas on 16. Do you do that? Double sack land and the shock land. I mean, turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary is not an easy thing to beat.
Especially with double fetch land. Now he's got a 4/4, and I'm not sure what's in Thomas's hand, but he could legitimately just tap out for retreat to Coral Helm next turn. Not even tap out. He could have, mana up,
Path to Exile or something.
whatever it is. That's bob.
And it's a bob. That's yeah.
And if Thomas has it, I think he wins here. Really speedy turn 3 combo. I don't
see
know
it.
what's in his hand.
I think it's Voice of Resurgence, Path to Exile,
Land
Collected
something.
Company, Land.
Okay, you can cost the Coco now. That's
I'm just gonna
quiet. Yeah, get in for 4.
5 because of the Noble Hierarch.
Sure, Exalted Trigger's good.
Did Edward shock? I didn't see. I think it was an Overgrown Tomb, but it could be a Blooming Marsh. Oh, okay, so it is getting Path. So I suppose you have to get rid of it.
Yeah, I'd much rather my opponent draws an extra land instead of multiple cards of the Dark Confident and still get the chance to block with it later.
And Thomas is taking 1 off of the. Wait,
I think Edward did shock there.
Yes.
So one of his lands was a shock land. He should
so
be
Edward's
at
in
13.
30.
Yeah.
Sure. It's really hard for these fair decks to compete against company decks, in my opinion and experience playing them. It's just Collected Company gives you 2 answers, well, 2 threats rather, at generally 3 mana,
Yeah,
and
green
there's no real way to stop it in green black X decks.
Green white decks also just traditionally being strong against Jund. When Jund is too much of a representation in the metagame, there's usually some sort of surge in green white Abzan type decks. Just mid range beats, and it seems to be the go-to answer for Jund decks.
And you ever see Goyf, Scavenging Ooze,
Goyf is small. 3.
creature land instant 3/4.
3, 4.
Retreat to Coral Helm.
Dead. Edward picks up his cards. I don't think maybe he's gonna make Thomas do it, but I don't think he's got.
Now there's no point because
Yeah,
you can
he
just tap
goes
his blockers.
everything, smash.
Fetch a sack land, tap your guy, untap my guy. Fetch a sack land, tap your guy.
Untap. Keep going. Find a rogue's passage.
He doesn't need Rogue's Passage, his blockers
No,
tap.
everything is tapped. You don't need the rogue's passage. Just makes a sufficiently large Knight of the Reliquary.
Well, that was quick. We'll have a look at sideboards
Yeah.
since that's as entertaining as it's gonna get, I guess.
I think Edward needs. What does he need here? So I really don't like Maelstrom Pulse in today's metagame. It feels slow. It's an answer to the Jeskai and Nahiri deck. I mean
It's
Nahiri
just-
specifically.
It's a catch-all. So a lot of the decks are just You have to just play it in case there's
One
something.
necessary evil. I just don't see what that something is. Surely the instant speed removal would be stronger here.
I think Nile Spellbomb and include from
Yeah,
Edward's
the
side.
graveyard hate is
Just
going
get rid
to
of
be
all of
great.
Thomas's lands.
If he had extractions, that would also be good because extraction can hit non-basic lands.
Interesting that he's not playing Extraction in 75.
Nothing else. He doesn't have any enchantment hate. Ancient Grudge is
Um,
not where he wants to be.
Possibly Tireless Tracker just to get more advantage.
Another one. I don't think any of his creature-based sort of not answers, but help that he brings in from the sideboard is useful here.
I think it's just the spell bombs and the Tireless Tracker really. I can see a lot of cards that shouldn't just
I
go
would
out.
take out a Maelstrom Pulse. I like all of the thoughts, the disruption, just because of the combo aspect.
I don't
of
really
Thomas's
like
deck.
Pia and Huntmaster in this match.
Sure, he'll just go find the Rogue's Passage instead of tapping everything down then. So he's got 3 flexible slots. He wants to find one more. So he'd probably Pulse, maybe -1
I think
Lily,
-1 Lily.
and the Pia and the Huntmaster that come out.
On
Everything
Thomas's
else is
side,
pretty good here.
like siding's a lot easier. It's just
It
kitchen
is
things.
showing us. He definitely put in the
spell
the
bombs.
spell bombs. We saw that.
I think Thomas's side it's a lot easier. It's just like kitchen things in, engineered explosives in,
Yeah, EE.
and then like on the draw just take out birds.
Too bad this thing renders outside of the screen. It's super annoying. What else is there? Yeah, engineered explosives is pretty good. Maybe a negate to protect this combo.
Oh, he doesn't need the combo to win. He can just win fair.
He could. That knight grows awfully fast.
Not only the knight, like Gavany Township.
Grows
Kasich
everything.
Wolf
Yeah,
Run.
he could get that super. Is he playing Wolf Run in this deck?
Yes, why not? It's
and he's
actually
cut-
4
he's
colored,
cut the
man.
Rogue's Passage.
Yeah, 'cause
He's
Wolf Run is
leaning
just
on
pumping.
Wolf Run because the trample, and it's also got a function outside of when you have 4 mana to activate the Rogue's Passage, where you can just pay 2 and give your creature trample, which is relevant because Noble Hierarch and Kasali Pride Mage can make your early creatures very threatening.
I mean, Hierarch into Kasali Pride Mage plus something.
It's pressure. It's genuine pressure. You can just get the Mana Dork start with the Gavany Township and just start beating in with a huge.
I do think he sides some
paradise.
number of birds out because he's on the draw, though.
Sure.
And I think Kitchen Finks is just generically good against Giants.
Kitchen Finks is great. It's the opposite of Geralf's Messenger. Other half of it, really. Scavenging Ooze is fine. It is main decking Scavenging Oozes. I think those are pretty good for him.
I think Scavenging Ooze is good for Thomas as well because he's fighting against Goyfs.
It's just a great creature in general. Are these guys presenting yet? No. Tom's still thinking about his sideboard. He's just making sure.
Play draw dependent sideboarding is pretty complicated a lot of the time. If anyone knows it for this matchup, it should be Thomas. He has played this deck into the ground at this point. I mean, I remember him playing Knightfall when I was still playing Splinter Twin.
Yeah, that is yeah, Splinter Twin is banned after
Zending
Oath and Battle.
Yeah. After Battle for Zending Block. It was the dawn to the Eldrazi winter, so it was around Oath of the Gatewatch. So Retreat was still spoiled. Yeah, Splinter Twin versus Bant Knightfall. Not exactly the most
That's
interactive
awkward.
matches.
You guys are just like, Thomas does have the option to keep attack, play something on 3 mana or 2 mana and hit you with it. Whereas the Splinter Twin deck is largely answer dependent until it finds its combo. Although you can play the tempo route, you've got Pulse and Snapcaster Mages. You can.
I just remember
Get at their
Splinter Twin
life
being
total.
like, okay, I'm gonna cast the Spell Skite in turn 2, end of your turn,
Tap your
Deceiver
lands,
Exarch, tap a land, and then I
play
win.
my 4-drop.
It's like
Look
it's
at
just
me.
then I win.
The combo curve.
It's like, oh,
Yeah,
you had one removal spell?
Deck was
That was-
way too efficient. The whole thing, stupid Spellskite.
Well, the funny thing was Spell Skite was also super efficient against it.
Fair. It's an Anger of Gods, Terminate. Some other red card in Edward's hand. Is that a Handmaster? He should have taken
It
that
could
out.
be a Handmaster. Thomas is mulling.
He doesn't like what he sees. Edward seems happy with his hand.
Well, Anger of the Gods is relatively good against Thomas. I say relatively because sometimes Selfless Spirit does get in the way of that.
Yeah. Also, the knight will just be too big. I don't think it's ever.
The thing is,
gonna be
like,
small
the Knight
enough.
in Corso are naturally too big, but everything else will just die.
Yeah. Look, Thomas isn't gonna play Knight of the Reliquary into a bolt. I don't think so. I mean, he might do it, but I doubt that he'd open up that line of play for Edward.
The more I see Thomas play this deck, the more I want to play a Collected Company deck. But at the same time, it's not the easiest of decks to master. And I wouldn't generally pick like the green and white company deck because I think that's a bit more my style. Deny your opponents of mana because Ghost Quarter and Path to Exile, then like bring it back with Crucible of Worlds. Unfortunately, Crucible's expensive at the moment. And we see both players sackland start, Edward fetching, stomping down tapped. A match where life totals do matter. Although I suppose Thomas's life total matters a bit less than Edward's.
I think once Edward starts going for Thomas's life total, it'll likely be too late. He's mostly fighting for dominance through the early turns.
Yeah, he's trying to not die.
And once he's established it, he just, gets through unimpeded with a ever-growing raging
Thomas
ravine.
is shortcutting. It's like,
Or
here's my
too
Misty
big.
Rain
This
Pass
is a
and my
path.
path.
And I'm going to shock for that, obviously. I don't think there's any way you can do it otherwise. Goes to 17. Was Thomas on the play last game? Yes, he was. So this is almost a carbon copy, except he doesn't get to start with a Noble Hierarch here. But it is path targeting the turn 2 Dark Confident from Edward, putting him up a land. But now Edward is up a land, and Thomas does not have a Noble Hierarch down, meaning that his second turn isn't going to be as explosive as it was.
Although I wouldn't play Noble Hierarch into Edward's unsacked Bloodstain Maya because it could just get bolted apart, like bolted or pushed away. Not quite sure what's happening at this point.
I'd love to see what's in Thomas's hand. Well, there was a path, but that's not a thing.
I'm sure Spellquill is relatively good in this match too.
Where did that arm appear from? Was that a judge looking at his deck or something?
It's possible. Nihil Spellbomb.
It's kind of good. It's kind of really good, actually. Don't play the knight.
You may as well play the knight at this point.
There's a red card in Thomas's hand.
Yeah, but at this point, the Nihil Spellbomb is gonna turn it like the knight's gonna get bolted anyway.
Sure.
Rather get it out of the way now.
I'd much rather have just one more land in the graveyard, so he's forced to pop the Spellbomb and play the knight.
At the same time, Thomas does play Spellquiller, so you don't really want that to get bolted.
Fair. And Edward's deck is quite stacked with removal, so...
Thomas is also behind at this point. And looks like he's about to take a hit from Raging Ravine. Oh,
yeah, that's not great.
Pretty painful. Goes to 13. Thomas does play a main board, Ghost Quarter, so only one of them though. So
he's relying on Knight to find it. The Knight's in the graveyard now.
Voice Pass. Like, Thomas can't even try to hold up Spellquiller because the Ravine's just gonna hit him every turn. Edward, Anger of the Gods, which will deal with this voice nicely.
I'd take that. I'd take that 1 for 1. Of course.
I think bumping the ravine has made it too. That's
Sure, I
Thomas.
mean, the ravine is threatening enough.
Okay, so Thomas just takes 5, goes to 8.
You think Edward can just keep doing that? Wake up, ravine, attack. I suppose that the card is. I mean, that's what it's in for the Jund deck. You know, I'm gonna stop spending cards on you and just come at you. That ravine is huge. It attacks for 6 next turn.
I don't think he wants to attack this turn into Coco.
There's nothing. There's nothing much off the collected company that can block it though.
Blocking it isn't some like you can always just jump block it. Or like get a knight, selfless spirit, sack the selfless spirit, block with knight and voice.
Fair enough.
Or like double voice of resurgence.
Thomas going
Jump
into
one.
the tank for a second there. He's got some thinking to do. I can't see what's in his hand. This camera is so bad.
I'm going to assume it's collected company. And a spell queller.
You put him on it, but
I actually
he's
saw a spell queller.
Yeah, he's not really. I mean, he's just going in. That's 6 damage. Also, he's not spending any cards. So if Thomas hits 2 relevant creatures off the collected company, one of them is gonna block, and Edward just gets to Anger of the Gods everything away next turn. So maybe he wants this to happen. I mean, it's not likely that he's losing the Raging Ravine here.
Although Thomas could like get knight jump block with something and then fetch it, Ghost Court.
Yeah, Night Spirits.
Night Spirit isn't actually good enough because like the spell bomb will just. It's
Sure,
just jump block
sure.
at the end of the day.
Oh, you can just block with a.
And we do see Coco.
Selfless Spirit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 6? 7? 6? That's one too many.
It should be the card on top because
He's shuffled them up already. Fortunately, he hasn't looked at anything, so it's just going to be a random one. One too many. Random card is a random card. I'm sure the fix is literally 4 judges at the table. Let's pick one.
how many judges does it take to rectify a Coco?
Oh, goodness. Kitchen Finks, Course of Crew Fix.
Well, Kitchen Finks is a good block.
Against 2, probably blocks with the Kitchen Finks here.
Maybe forces the spell bomb.
That'd be kind of good. Blocks with a voice.
Ooh, getting aggressive. That's what I need.
Yeah, he's keeping the most power on board here. Because now he's got 3, 6, 7, 8.
Anger of the Gods is going to be brutal.
Very
bro.
painful. Very, very painful.
Absolutely brutal. Ooh, Spell Queller.
Spell Queller's
I do think he has
hot.
a Spell Queller in hand.
Yeah. So if that catches the anger, although it does open him up to just getting the Spell Queller removed by something. Not
Scavenging
holding it up,
moves.
scavenging was being very strong. Yeah.
And Tom is going up to 10 because of the course of Crew Fix.
Oh, he played land, sure.
What Kitchen Finks is attacking?
I think it's in with
Attacking?
everything here.
Wow, everything's attacking.
That's 8 points of damage. Puts Edward down to 10.
I suppose he's not dying to the ravine.
No, that's 11 points of damage. That's a 4-4, a 3-3, and a 2-2.
Well, 3-2
Nine.
and 2-4. So
2-4, sorry. 4-3 and 2. My apologies, putting toughness of the creatures wrong there. 4-4, 3-2, and a 2-4. 9 points of damage. 9 points of damage there. Puts Edward down to
9. And
9.
he's sacking, probably fishing a bolt or something.
Oh, he's not taking the damage just yet. So we do know he's on 17.
He probably has a bolt in
Fetch
hand.
land. Likely bolting the Kitchen Finks.
I think you bolt the Scoos.
Okay, because he doesn't have the
spell bomb's there, so the Scoos won't.
He can bolt the Kitchen Finks and crack the spell bomb because you don't need mana to sacrifice it.
Sure.
You don't need the black to cantrip.
Edward's not even.
He's
shocking,
putting it in
just
tap.
putting it
Is he
like
shocking?
that.
Is he?
No.
Well, let's just see. He might just be putting it into play tap to say that he's using it.
Well, technically, it's supposed to ETB tap. Okay,
No,
took
he's
9.
not. He just took 9 points of damage, and then an extra 1 because of the fetch land there.
Yeah. Down
So
to
we went
8.
from 18, 10 points of damage to 8. And he can't wake up that Raging Ravine again. He does have a grip full, and I think he's going to try and resolve this anger of the gods here.
I think it's the fair play, trying to resolve anger. If he has 2 removal spells, it's good. Otherwise, it's gonna get blown out by the spell color.
What does he have? What is in his hand? So much glare. Represents Fatal Push. He's got to terminate. Tom's just thinking about this. What do I actually need to do? So if he cracks the fetch land, no, he's just letting them go into exile. He's fine with that. I think he legitimately could have sacrificed the Misty Rainforest and eaten 2 creatures in response to try and keep the Scavenging Ooze
The
alive.
problem is he can't because the Nile spell will just exile them.
Fair. Did not think about that.
Whereas here, it's like Edward needs to play something which is gonna get eaten by Spellcaller, and then get terminated.
Thomas goes to 9.
And goes back up to 10 because he gets a 9 ETB.
Sure. Is it basic? It's a basic, sure. Tries to quell that. And Edward's sitting on a terminate and land, so
I think Edward's going to terminate the spell queller in combat, try and block the Corsair, but that
seems fine.
Just because Thomas is not top decking into spell queller, and also Edward gets to see what Thomas draws, so he could terminate.
Yeah, before, after, whenever it's relevant.
Yeah. And now the next.
Flip it.
Flip the card.
There we go.
It's a spell queller.
It's a spell queller. That thing's got to get terminated right now. Get the Tomahawk back.
The annoying thing about Corsair, your opponent knows what you're going to draw. Oh, and there's
Coco.
Gonna be a Coco.
Oh. Still not great for Edward, but he does have a slightly firmer grip on his game now.
Although it's still at the point where, like, the Raging Ravine is lethal. Okay, not lethal yet.
That's
but
big,
like,
it's 7 damage.
Big enough.
But what he's got on board is lethal. If he can deal with the Corsair, he's going to force Thomas to just play Spellquell as a trump blocker. Thomas just does nothing here, really.
See, that was the issue I had with, like, company against your fair deck. It's just, I'm going to get 2 creatures, and you're going to have 1 answer because you're trying to remove my threats 1 by 1. It's just so much value, and your opponent has to exert so many resources to try and deal with a 4-mana instant.
Nobody plays exert creatures in Modern.
Not yet.
You're just waiting for that joke to happen.
I'll get back to you in like 2 weeks time.
Yeah, in a week or 2. Let's see what happens.
Maybe we'll see some exert creature. I mean, that 2-mana 3/1 that becomes a 4/4 lifelink. That's no joke.
That's kind of good.
And it's a human.
Oh, it is.
If anyone can make it work, it's probably Dave.
Oh, David Tor. Yeah, he's probably looking at it. I don't know.
Okay, maybe not make it work, but
He'll
definitely
try
use it.
Yeah, put it in. Raging Ravine.
7/7.
Trigger. So big. And that's a trump blocker. Does he keep the Corsair around?
Yeah, he keeps
I think
the
he
Corsair.
does. And he takes 5. Was that 4? Is it 5?
I think it's 5. Because
Land,
no,
creature,
it's 4.
instant.
It's instant sorcery, land creature.
No planeswalker.
The course is not in the yard.
Yeah, and also the Nihil Spellbomb is still on the battlefield.
Play the land. Got up to
That's what I'm
7.
getting off the Coco. Is not this path to exile.
Attack for 2.
No, I
Super
think you
aggressive.
Coco first here.
You can Coco in his opponent's turn.
What if he misses? Okay, you do the numbers, he's not going to miss. He will hit at least one creature. But then it gives Edward the chance to top deck a removal spell. Because now, all he has to do is draw. See, okay, he's going to pop the spell bomb right now. The Goif grows.
Comes a 5/5. He can top take a bolt.
Anything really. Edward is very, very low on life though. Yeah, there's the fatal push.
So Edward
Pop it.
at 8 again. Did not take damage there. And Tarmogoyf is a 6/7.
That's lethal everywhere, all the time. 6/7 and well, when the ravine connects, it'll be an 8/8 if it connects. Oh. And there are 5 rounds today, so this is the second last one.
No, this is the last one.
Is this round 5?
Yes. Edwin on a 3 wins and a draw.
Yeah,
Thomas
sure.
on 3 wins and a loss.
Yeah, so
7 cards this
this
time.
is the final.
That's unfortunate.
What did I say? He's gonna hit one creature and
It
he's
wouldn't
just
have
gonna
mattered
peg.
because he still had the Terminate.
So big, and he blocks the 7-power creature. Does not die. Goes down to 1.
Top
And
decks a card.
has no way out of this, really.
He can top deck another Coco.
There's 3 lightning bolts in Edward's deck, just waiting to happen.
Maybe he sided them out. Unlikely, but
No, Goif is big. There's an enchantment in the graveyard now.
yeah, it's a 6/7. There's no planeswalkers.
but
Planeswalker
no,
make it
artifact, creature, instant, sorcery, land, enchantment. Artifact, creature, instant, sorcery, land, enchantment. Okay, fair enough. It's a 6/7.
Tribal and planeswalker would make
The
it
last
8.
2. Goifroids.
Another creature is just like lethal.
Anything. I mean, he doesn't have to present to the board right now. I think you just like holding pattern attack with the things that I have. Crack, go to 7.
This is just thinning at this point.
This is game 2, right?
Yes. Thomas has one game 1 on the play. This game 2 has required a lot of resources from Edward to stay in it, and Thomas mulled. Edward also like 3/4 on him with Anger of the Gods.
Is Thomas on 1 point of life or not? What's happening here? At the end of this, well, when he passes turn, when Ed passes turn, Tom should be on 1. Colcom, lethal. There we go. 2 damage to you, and I'll discard a card.
I mean, that was just flavor, discarding your own card. Now I'll discard a Lily. Super lethal. I'm not even going to delete it. I'll do it to myself and make myself discard.
I'm that good.
But yeah, as you see, Coco not exactly easy to fight through for the Fair Jantex. Abzan, same thing. Especially if you have no surgical extraction in your sideboard. Just can't get rid of them all. I think Edward being on the draw here, he kind of wants that Anger of the Gods a bit more. Might be a bit too slow if Thomas has one of those blistering starts, but we'll see. Definitely still the tireless track of the spell bomb. I still don't think Carligan's Command's that good in this match.
It was the finisher.
Yeah, it was, but
Yeah, well, that was the 2 damage, you know. Could have been a lightning bolt. It's okay.
I think like the inquisitions and thoughtseize definitely need to go away.
Thomas is done. Just fiddling with his dice. It's not really something he'd do too often.
I think Thomas is just like happy with his sideboard plan. He just got a bit messed up by mulling, I guess. By no means an easy match for either player.
Both decks playing Tireless Tracker and Scavenging Ooze. John could legitimately play 1 or 2 copies of Corsair. But that's where the similarities end, really. They are green. Oh, John's a black deck. Black-red. A little bit of green.
Well, if this was Abzan as opposed to John, then we'd see a lot of similarities.
2 green decks.
It would be like Noble Hierarch, Noble Hierarch, Scavenging Ooze. Then it's like some Coco decks do play Tarmogoyf, Tireless Tracker, Path to Exile.
You might even see a Selfless Spirit in the Abzan deck.
I think you see more Lingering Souls.
Yeah.
Those are just better.
Yeah. Blocks for longer. And having a look.
Possibly like Gavin Township here and there.
Yeah, Gavin is real good. Ed's got Terminate Bob land. What looks like a Scavenging Ooze at the back of his hand. And Tom's not mulliganing. It's got a fetch land. Ed opens up with a Raging Ravine. Thomas fetches a Breeding Pool.
Probably gonna return to Voice. Scavenging Ooze actually being brought to the front of his hand.
That doesn't seem like a great idea.
Probably not. It will definitely eat the Bolt.
Maybe that's what he wants. Although it's such a valuable creature.
He thought take the Spell Queller. Getting rid of a Bolt now is fine.
Sure. It also forces Edward to use mana on his turn. And he really wants to play the Bob now. So I doubt it's gonna. Yeah, it's just Bob in.
I mean, Edward's gone like Bob turn 2 every single game.
Tax puts him down to 18.
Knight.
Out of Bolt range.
Nice Bolt you have. I don't even think Edward has a Bolt, to be honest with you. Didn't see.
He's got 5. He must.
Sure.
No, it's a Terminate. It's pretty good. Like, it's the same thing.
That's a bit better at this point.
Because it gets rid of the Knight.
And that Bob just gave him a free card, effectively. I've once tried, while playing Burn, to like leave Bob alive and let it kill my opponent. Was a mistake, because it never ever kills your opponent. Well, it does if they like play 6 mana spells, but that's because they're bad deck building.
I think on average, like most of the time, it reveals a land because you've got more lands in your deck than anything else. So that should be the thing that happens more often than not, is that you flip a land off of Bob. No, I'm lying. It's less than half of your deck. But this curves out at 4. He's got P and Kirin and Huntmaster of the Fells. So on average, everything in the deck is below CMC 2. I think that's true. So most of the time, if Bob gets through unimpeded, he's dealing more damage than he's
Actually giving you. Sure.
Yeah, and the card advantage is just too valuable. And it's on turn 2. I mean, by the time you've untapped, if you untap with Bob twice, you've drawn 4 cards, and your opponent has drawn 2. It's literally double the amount of cards. It's too good. It's twice as many.
So Edward decided whether or not he wants to block the Scavenging Ooze trade off the Bob.
Attack.
We're gonna see it terminate. It's gonna get spell coiled, 100%. Okay, we'll see what he fetches. Going to assume like stomping ground. Okay,
Ow!
overgrown.
Down to 15.
I don't know if it's shocking yet. It's possible. And we'll see like
Body language, body language suggests. Cannot put all those vowels and squidgy consonants into a sentence.
3
together.
mana.
It's gonna get
Colligan's
spell
command.
quellered.
Deal 2. It's getting its spell quellered. So yeah,
That's
Edward
pretty
takes
good, actually.
4, goes down
That
to
terminate's
11.
gonna be very good for him. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's going to go, okay, buy back Bob, make you discard a card. Which is fine.
I don't know if he should have blocked there.
I think he had to block first and then after damage try and Colligan's command.
Or if he let the ooze get through, he'd be on
9.
9. Then you could terminate the spell queller and deal. But then the spell queller would be in the graveyard, and the ooze would be able to eat it so that it survived the 2 damage from the Colligan's command. So
Sure.
no, that was probably a cleaner way out of, or just a cleaner way to resolve what happened there.
I wonder if anyone would play around Blossoming Defense at this point. Oh, Lightning Bolt and a Terminate. Whew.
2 damage. Where? 2 damage on you? What is he doing? 2 to you. I'm gonna get my Bob back. I'm gonna terminate your... Where is it? Tell me. Okay, no, he's making his opponent discard. Did he get the Bob back? Did he take the Bob? What just happened there?
He got the Bob back.
Oh, he went buy back the Bob, you discard a card. So no damage.
Thomas like discarding a knight. That's a position of great authority at that point.
Ah! You realize your mistake. You fool! He's got collected company mana, and what looks like a collected company in his hand. Edward is...
Great company makes for good banter.
uh, I think it's just gonna play the Bob here.
He's tapping 3 mana
Kitchen
though.
Finks
Sure.
puts him to 13.
I think in response to Bob.
Yeah, he's gonna Coco.
gonna
Let's
Coco
do it now.
while it's
You're
on the
tapped
stand.
out. Let's see what happens. Maybe I get a spell queller here. Would be good. Would be good. If he hits a queller. Miss! He just missed! Oh my word!
Okay.
Nothing at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so awkward. Not very good. Does he have another one to try and recover with? I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah, take that back. Bad companies make
just-
for no
Oh
bans.
wow! I just heard like a scream of elation from Edward there. Yes, I have a course of crew fix. This is my voice of resurgence. Flips a kitchen finks. Not bad. But missing over the... Ow! Edward takes 3 points of damage.
But the Tireless Tracker is additional
A
card
good
advantage.
card, yeah. Course of crew fix is pretty much card advantage as well. I mean, it draws lands off the top of your deck.
That Edward's own course of prefix.
He bought that in?
I'm pretty sure I did.
I didn't even
Looks
see
like
that
he
in the
did.
75.
Yeah, there's a one of
Yeah,
course.
there's a one of in the sideboard. And that's where the similarities between the decks end.
And we do see Huntmaster of the Fowls on top.
That's gonna be 4 points of
Plays a
damage.
land, goes up. This could end up as a draw, but like Edward doesn't care if it's a draw. He's ahead of Thomas. Although Sean could end up winning that way. Not that I mind that.
This is a painful. Oh, okay. Does he have a clue? No, he doesn't have.
No, he
two
does not
mana
have a
up.
clue.
So he knows that Edward is going down to 5 next turn. I don't think he has a way through. Plays that land. Flips
Goes
a
up to
card.
19.
Why is
No,
it a 19?
even
Where did he get that life from?
he gained life from this, and he played a Rising Canopy.
Sure.
You took one from it, but he played it, so he stayed on 18. Scavenging Ooze could be a card that just gets Thomas out of.
He's
death
actually
range.
fine. He's actually fine.
Well, Edward's
Ed's taking
drawing
4,
so many
gaining
cards.
2. Because of the Hunt Master. I'm assuming he's just gonna slam it.
It could get spell quellered because Thomas does have a spell queller in hand.
Yep. Okay. Sure.
And
that
there's an anger
Yeah.
of the gods.
No, he doesn't play it.
Well,
5. No, wait. So, okay. Ed being smart here plays the land, has the clue on top. And I think he's gonna try and not take.
no,
the
the anger of the gods is not gonna help him because his opponent has a Scavenging Ooze. So you'll get the anger, you just won't cost it.
So if Thomas spell quellers the Hunt Master, Edward cracks the fetch land in response to that because he doesn't want to draw the 3
You mean the
CMC
clue?
spell with Bob.
Yeah.
It cracks the clue.
Because you'll die.
He'll
if he
die
does.
otherwise because then Thomas has 2 power in the air, which is lethal. So it really depends on what happens here, and I think Thomas sees it as well. It's just Edward runs the risk of getting something even worse off the top. Although there's not much in his deck that costs more than 3.
I do believe we have the light filters wrong. I heard it's 19.6 because Raging Ravine. So I just haven't updated that, my bad. It was there, I just didn't click update.
Sure. So there's a point of damage that Edward has to play with here. He cannot crack a fetch land unless he cracks that clue.
Hunt Master.
Hunt Master. Spell Queller?
It's not getting
Does he
called?
force it?
Is it not gonna get called?
Ed goes to 7.
Unless Thomas doesn't have a spell queller, but I'm almost certain I saw it.
Maybe he wants to catch the anger of the gods. It's a little bit more painful for him.
It's okay, Edward goes to 8.
Gets a wolf. Board is very wide.
And he
at this
plays a
stage.
Tarmogoyf. Scavenging Ooze just eats a bunch. Thomas goes
big,
up
big.
2 life because he had to use green mana from Rising Canopy.
Pretty big. Flip it. Is it a land?
It's
It's a
a
spell
spell
queller. What does he have in his hand?
I think he doesn't have a spell queller in hand.
It's a knight and a land. Is there another Horizon Canopy? If it, I'd feel a lot more comfortable having Horizon Canopy up with Spell Queller off the top. Knight survives anger. Does he crack it so he draws it? What does he flip? This will be interesting. What does he turn it?
Lily,
Same thing.
ow.
Same thing. Puts him to 5. Does Ed simply pass the turn here and shoot the Voice of Research?
Thomas is supposed to see what he drew, but whatever.
It was the Liliana.
No, he drew another card. That was very off the ball.
Oh snap! It looks like both players missed it. It was Blood Crypt, I think.
But it's still supposed to be. Oh, that's another Bob. So yeah. Okay, Blood Crypt puts Edward back up to 6.
Scavenging Ooze. Does Thomas know about that Scavenging Ooze? I don't think so. I also don't think it was in Edward's hand. I suspect that might have been the draw for his turn.
Yes. Probably no maliciousness, just
I just
playing
forgot,
faster.
really.
I mean, they are approaching time.
I wonder how much time is left on the clock.
Probably about 5 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3.5 minutes. They should speed this up. Huntmaster flips, shoots the voice of Resurgence, I believe, and gets Thomas for 2 in the face.
The Thomas being hit for 2 is irrelevant at this point. I don't think Edward's even aiming to win this.
Gonna mark 2 damage in the Scavenging Ooze, so it can't attack into the Huntmaster.
Draw step.
Cool, and he draws the Spell Queller. And there's a Collected Company.
Well,
Hopefully
he's almost
he doesn't
certainly.
miss. I think he just
cracking
holds
this.
up the. No, he can't crack the fetch land.
No, he's cracking that Rising
so he goes,
Canopy.
pop the Rising Canopy, draw that,
Draws the Coco.
see what's on top. Is it good? Do we leave it there? I'll shuffle
It's a
that
bird,
thing
I'm
away.
definitely not
I don't
getting
need that. Let's go get a basic. I'm gonna Coco right here.
So he stays on 20
Right
because
now.
Corsa.
Yeah.
He might not have a basic to fetch.
Oh,
So he
goes
does go
down
down
a
2.
point. Sure.
2 points. Because he sacked.
Sure. Sack into Shockland.
Yeah, do you main phase Coco?
I feel like he does.
I don't think he needs to. It's not turns yet.
Yeah, maybe wait for the damage to wear off the Scavenging Ooze. I don't know if there's anything that can be done.
He gets to play a Ghost Quarter.
Pretty good. Is there a big ravine on the... No, but there is
No,
a raging
but there
ravine.
is a ravine.
Noble Hierarch on top.
And like, yeah, so Edward's gonna take 2 of the Hierarch. I don't think he really wants to crack and not take 2.
Thomas gets to fetch a Gavity Township here.
Yeah.
Most likely after the Collected Company. I think that's
It's
what
gonna
he's...
depend on what he Coco's into, of course.
Oh, he's getting a Hierarch at least.
Okay, so
So we know he's not going to
upkeep
miss
is-
completely.
oh, and yeah, Edward's gonna take 0 from Bob, tracking the clue. Gets the Goif.
What is it? Another land, which he probably plays off the top. Puts him to 7. Tireless Tracker doing amazing work here. Oh, getting stiff watching this game.
And there's another land on top.
Is that a
But
ghost
why is
quarter?
this mana not tapped? He tracked the clue in his turn, I believe.
Ah, there we go. Let's fix that.
Sure. It's not super relevant at this point.
Oh, it might be if he wants to wake up the ravine. Was it end of turn? No, I think he might have done it at the end of his turn.
He untapped his mana already though, before he tapped it again. I mean, it's not a massive deal at this point.
Is that a Ghost Quarter? Is he playing Ghost Quarters? Yeah, that's the one. It's the one of Ghost Quarter in Edward's deck that's sitting on top of his library at the moment.
Scavenging Ooze?
One spell. Past turn. Collected Company. Oh, two. Yeah, it was 2 spells. It was Goif and Scavenging Ooze. Huntmaster flips over. Gets Edward 2. Okay, he's just doing this at the end of Edward's turn. 6 cards, Thomas. Only 6. There's a Hierarch. And a Voice of... No! Course of Crewfix. Voice of Resurgence. Thomas's life total is gonna fly away here. Cracks that. Goes and fetches what I believe is going to be a Gavany Township.
I think it's Township too. It could actually just be Keswick Wolfram. Yeah, I think Wolfram.
Is that the way he breaks through?
He can't. He doesn't have Dread though.
Yeah, he doesn't have a way to get... it's got to be the Gavany Township here.
Ironically,
The board is currently stalled, so my... And he's got no red, so he really does need to... It's the Township, yeah.
Edward has like only known cards in hand. So yeah,
Oh,
he,
okay.
he
Nobody has
gains.
cards that anybody doesn't know about. It's that course of Crufix. It's like a telepathy, but that you play on yourself. You go.
You get a knight. You gain 2 up to 8.
Did Tom even play? No, he didn't even draw for his turn.
No, not yet. He's just gonna float
Oh,
mana,
sure. Float a green.
fetch.
Get
Kessig Wolfrun.
Wolfrun. Hope to top deck a red source. Where's he gonna get red from?
He can sack, I guess, if he
But
gets a sack land.
does he have anything? Let's have a look at his list. I don't think he has red producing lands in his deck.
There's in a second Scoos.
How's he gonna make red? What? How?
There's a Stomping Ground.
Okay, one or something down. That's fine.
Possibly a Sacred Foundry too.
Drag. Yeah. One stomping ground. Singular stomping ground. That is a source of red.
And then he plays land for turn, gets a dead source. Attacks for like a lot.
Oof, oof, oof.
But not this turn, I don't think. I don't
Loses
know.
no life. Loses one. One. He's got 2 courses.
Oh right, he only
Single
loses
point of
1.
life.
Oh, also the
He also
Kessig,
gained some
yeah,
life.
he gained
off
2
that Kessig,
land.
so
Kessig into
he's actually just getting life here. Slowly creeping out of range for Edward Bell. Huntmaster's kind of good in a board stall, but Thomas is gaining in excess of 2 points of life every turn.
So I think Thomas could just all out attack and see what happens.
He really needs a flyer. Spell Queller.
Which is in hand. Let's not forget. Thomas doesn't need to kill anyone this turn. He just needs to not die.
Holding position is fine.
Attacks with Scavenging Ooze. No creatures left anywhere.
Oof. Whatever he
6/6
blocks with
ooze.
is dying. Like Kessig Wolfrun is gonna stomp a mud hole in Edward's board. He can't chump. He has to put toughness behind this now. Even just like how much toughness does Edward have on board here? He's got 2 wolf tokens, a Huntmaster of the Fells, a 4 toughness, possibly 5 if he cracks the clue. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Thomas may
18
have...
points of toughness, 4 toughness Goif. 2 of them, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 36. He's got 26, 28 points of toughness on board. That's fine, actually. He's not in any sort of danger. But it's going to kill whatever he puts in front of it. He's just, he has to put such a lot of bodies in front of that Scavenging Ooze to get rid of it.
I mean, this is nearly complicated at this point.
If he forces Thomas to spend all of his mana on the Kessig Wolfrun, and he keeps the Huntmaster around, he might have a way out.
Sandmaster will flip, get trampled.
I think these guys are really close to being given turns now. They have been granted extra time due to being on the feature match and starting a few minutes later than everybody else. But it will be turns very soon. I think they're on turn 1, actually. That big red dice over there on the left-hand side of the screen at the top is what turn they're on, and it's currently turn 1. That's +1.
And trample. Kills.
Go first. Token. Do not kill the Kitchen Finks. So you don't get any life off that. Play another Kitchen Fink so the Huntmaster doesn't flip. Neatly using all of his mana, and also preventing the Huntmaster from flipping over. Dodging, killing the Kitchen Finks.
Yeah, I don't think Thomas needed to attack that turn, actually.
I think he just wanted to do something.
I think
Edward's board was
he
getting
needed
out of
to
hand.
attack with the knight, so I think he shouldn't have fetched Gavining Township. He should have just fetched Guessing Wolfman, and then tried to untap for the
He's
red
got both.
source.
He's got blockers. Those those guys. If the Voice of Resurgences die, they'll be individual threats by
Unfortunately,
themselves.
Edward has Anger of the Gods in hand.
Oh, he's forgotten about it because Thomas did see it come off the top.
Yes.
And yeah, so that's going to get rid of the Kitchen Finks and both Voice of Resurgences. Edward gets left with Tireless Tracker,
Goif,
Goif, Course of Crewfix. He loses a bit. I actually don't know if he's going to do it here. Maybe Thomas is banking on the fact that he wants to preserve his board superiority. Although the Kessig Wolf, the Gavany Township is going to negate that quite quickly. This is awkward. This game is going long.
So
They're on turn 2 at the moment.
gaining 1 life.
What a grind.
I believe you were just told to not talk. No idea how.
Yeah, I think Tom can hear me.
This is psychic, you say. I think it's because the shop's quiet.
Yeah, everybody's gone dead quiet. We should whisper. Be very, very quiet.
I mean, most information is known at this point.
Sure.
And there's a card against command and top. Ed was just gonna start eating Thomas's lands. The scavenging.
Yeah, fair. He's got a gigantic amount of mana here.
So that scavenging has become
Shrink those knights.
4/4.
What? What did you just eat?
He ate Tomagoyf and scavenging ooze.
Oh, okay. Did he get rid of any lands? Yeah, knight is small now. Small knight.
Anger of the Gods.
Ooh, in response, do nothing.
All this stuff gets eaten.
Huntmaster has flipped.
Huntmaster is not flipped, it is dead.
Okay, he's just chucking it elsewhere. I thought it was upside down. Edward preserving a fair amount of his board. He's okay.
He's on 11.
Thomas has lost a lot of things. Can the knight punch through? It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 at the moment.
That Ghost Court is gonna take out the Wolf Run though.
He needs to do it now.
The knight gets exiled because he eats all the lands. I do believe this is going to be a draw. Edward has next turn to attack.
Currently on turn 2.
As long as Sean Walls versus Hamza Ibrahim does not end in draw, this being
the
a
winner
draw
of this
will
match
mean that
the
winner of
Edward
that
ends
match
up.
is in fact first.
Oh, sure, I understand. I wonder how that game is going, but he's letting Thomas on.
The game is probably finished
with the Kessig Wolf Run, which is interesting. I'm trying not to speak too loudly because all the other games are done, so they can probably hear me through this wall. Thomas playing 3 cups with his lands.
Thomas still has a turn to win this.
Where is the ball? They're on turn 3. Does he just send in a Corsair here? See how many creatures he can get rid of?
Scavenging Ooze.
Scavenging. He's got Wolfran for 3.
The thing is,
Which is not enough to get through a Goyf, really.
I think Thomas is trying to bait Edward into ghost coaching the Cavani while it's tapped. Edward's probably not going to do it because Edward doesn't care whether it's a draw or not.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. That's the thing that happened there.
Thomas most certainly last card is Spell Queller. Thing is, Edward just has to not lose. He doesn't need to win, because winning looks unlikely as one turn. It's possible. It's not really possible.
Scavenging Ooze eat the anger of the gods. Maelstrom Pulse. Interesting.
Nice Corsair you have there.
Yeah, but it'll kill Edward's own Corsair as
It
well.
doesn't matter at this point. This is a draw as far as I can see. Thomas may somehow win, somehow. I
He's
don't
got
see it.
a turn. There's nothing to be done here. He's got a Spell Queller in hand. He's got single copy of Kessig Wolfran. I don't think he's got a way to do any more damage with it. How does this finish? How does this finish? He's got a Colligan's Command, which gets eaten by a Spell Queller. Edward probably has removal. I don't know.
I don't think so, because we've seen all his cards. Okay, he has Maelstrom Pulse because he can't glue. Never mind. Never mind.
Maelstrom Pulse does put Spell Queller in the graveyard though, which means
All the Corsairs are dead though.
creature. Does he Maelstrom Pulse his own Corsair? Just because he can? No, I think that's the match.
It's
This
just
guys
a
are done
draw.
here. I think they're gonna play it out.
For
They're putting
completion's
them-
sake. Okay,
the
now
match
they're
slip.
just
Yeah, sure. So that's a draw. And yeah, they're done. They're done.
unfortunate end. I think forgetting about the Anger of the Gods quite costly.
Pretty good games there.
I do think also if Thomas had gotten that spell card out a bit earlier,
A
he
little
could've
bit earlier,
picked
sure.
some damage through. Also possibly if he had just fetched Kessig Wolfran instead of the Gavany Township,
Mm.
he could have killed Edward with the Knight that turn. But
and that's
there
the
was
day.
a tight game. Mistakes happen.
I think the winner of the match at table 2 is
So either Sean
is
Walls or
going
Hamza
to be
basically.
winning.
And they're gonna announce it now. We'll
Sure. Yeah. Oh, it'll be on the results at mtgportal.co.za. But that's our coverage for today, and we'll see you again next time.